Шановні колеги, доброго ранку. Ми розпочинаємо.
Good morning, dear colleagues. We start our working day, and now the floor is given to Ministry of Defense spokesman and Colonel Dmytro Gutsulyak, Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, updates on the activity over the past 3 days. A group of British experts completed the assessment of internal audit of the Ministry of Defense. On the 9th of February, they had the meeting with the General of Army of Ukraine, Stepan Poltorak, and they highly assessed the activity of the Ministry of Defense in introducing the system of internal audit and highly valued the transformation of the system that it can reach the highest world standards. And British specialists said that the Ministry of Defense was the first and the only body in Ukraine that had this international assessment of audit. Air forces continue to increase their battle capability. They plan to repair 60 airplanes and helicopters and 30 units of technical equipment, also buy 400 units for signal and communication in flight. And also they plan to have some flight and technical trainings, and also to carry out trainings in other units of Ukrainian armed forces, and also in order to coordinate the activity of anti-aircraft detachments, they plan to have 50 tactical training with the regiments and brigades and detachments, and they are going to use during their training Buk M1 anti-aircraft gun, and also 35 tactical training with the support detachments. In the course of Saber Guardian 2017 multinational training in Shabla firing ground in Bulgaria, anti-aircraft forces will take part in the training of live fire training, and in Yagarlik polygon in Khersonsk Oblast they will also be trained using Buk M1 anti-aircraft weapon, and also the aircraft forces monthly will have practical maneuvers with exit and deployment in new positions, and also there will be tactical special training, and they will launch reconnaissance air drones. Also they will have support of international instructors from NATO countries. The Ministry of Defense of Ukraine continued to introduce standards of the leading armies of the world. Last year, the Ministry of Defense developed and adopted technical conditions and technical descriptions for 44 new units of clothes, and also they introduced 25 changes for the special complects and sets for servicemen. In order to improve legislative sphere on provision of support and to support the high quality, they introduced several orders of the Ministry of Defense. They started to translate NATO standards, allied quality assurance publications. Also, the Ministry of Defense developed and introduced new norms of ration that will allow to provide the servicemen with quality food in field conditions, especially in the course of completion of ATO operation. Together with the Office of Reforms, the ministry developed a new concept of provision of catering for servicemen that will allow to improve the system in the armed forces of Ukraine to meet NATO standards. This year, the Ministry of Defense plans to develop and adopt 35 technical conditions for clothes, and also the control quality of clothes that is supplied for the armed forces of Ukraine. its acceptance, storage, and verification. And also it is envisaged to adopt changes to the units of clothes and insignia for servicemen and students in order to provide proper clothing for this servicemen. And legal service and the prosecutor's office of southern region of Ukraine returned 378 hectares of land in the Volgradsk region of Odessa Oblast, and the economic court of Ukraine and court of appeal provided the Ministry of Defense 2 land plots for the sum of 7 million hryvnias. Also, they restored the rights of the Ministry of Defense for 3 land plots in Nervalsk village, Belyansky region, Odessa Oblast, for the sum of more than 240,000 hryvnias. Now they start to return these lands to the ministry. Moreover, the Supreme Court of Ukraine also decided that they will return the property of Dniprovsk Military Hospital, property for 14,700 square meters. Defenders of Ukraine continue to get awarded for their courage that they showed in the ATO operation. And this week, the president of Ukraine awarded more than 200 servicemen of the armed forces of Ukraine that shown heroism in the course of military actions in the region of Avdiivka, and also for courage and self-sacrifice. More than 20 officials and sergeants and sergeants were awarded, and more than 750 participants of ATO got the status of the participant in military actions. From the start of ATO operation, the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine awarded 36,320 servicemen and more than 12,700 defenders were awarded with state awards, and status of the participant of military operation was given to 193,434 participants of anti-terror operation. Thank you very much. Now next event is at 12:30.